過ぎた季節が嘘だとしても重ねたぬくもりは嘘じゃない君が残した背中の傷跡は今もずっと甘くてだからずっと痛くて
Yo, what to do, guys? It's your boy, Liam Mookie here, and I'm back with you with another chapter of The Future Children of the Number One Hero. In the last chapter, being the prologue, I went over on how Izuku met all of his wives and ended up having children with them, with him being happy and enjoying his new life. But things change in the future, with a new villain group called the Order of Chaos, killed many great heroes, promising heroes, and even attacked his family as well. With that, things began to change. However, the Order of Chaos decided to act their final plan to control the world and plunge it into true despair by going back in time and killing Izuku. But Izuku's children found this out and decided to go back in time as well to make sure to protect their family and the world. So, with that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Chapter 1, Surprised Arrivals. Back at UA High, in a certain dormitory, a green-eyed boy by the name of Izuku Midoriya wakes up for another day, as right after finding out that he'll have the future quirks of all the past users of One For All after the training exercise of Class 1B, he feels more, motivated, more excited to get stronger, to master One For All. With that, he couldn't help but just have a normal day back at UA, alongside his classmates and friends. On the way to class, he also meets up with that of some people from Class 1B after the last week when they did their train exercise. The two first-year classes finally got to meet with each other and get to know one another, with Izuku actually getting to know that of Tokage. Well, at first, she wanted to know more about Izuku's quirk and why it went on a rampage. But over the time, she began thinking that the green-eyed boy was kind of cute now and started developing a crush on him. However, I believe Uraraka and also Tsuyu Asui began to realize this too, given that the two girls have always had feelings for Izuku. Tsuyu, who's always cared for Izuku since the day that he tried to save her during the USJ, and Ochako, who's always loved Izuku since the entrance exam, willing to fail just to protect her, and because of that, the girls fall for them. It's bad enough that they have, Hatsume, who's always clinging to Izuku, only to get his costume or get new support gear. But now they have Tokage to worry about. After that, they all arrive at their classes. As everybody takes their seats, soon Aizawa comes in the door saying, "Good, you're all here on time? So let's get to business, shall we? Just letting you all know, you'll be going back to your work studies in the next couple of weeks." With then hearing this, everybody in class couldn't help but get excited, with soon Aizawa using his quirk once again as his hair stands up and everybody is quiet down in an instant. With then he couldn't help but smirk, saying, "Seriously, these kids have come a long way now. Not only in fighting against the League of Villains and many other problems that have come, but also now realizing that they do when they need to shut up or not." As part of him actually wants to smirk at this, but refrains from it, saying, not only we're decided to lift some of the restrictions about certain work studies that people can be part of. So decided to think of it more as an internship this time. However, you still need to use connections and also talk to the pros as well that you want to work with. Within hearing this, once again, everybody gets excited, with soon Momo asking, "Excuse me, Mr. Aizawa? So when you say you're letting off more restrictions, does that mean," with soon Aizawa saying, "it means that agencies you originally couldn't go because they feel like they don't want to take more responsibility for your actions are now open up to you. It means all of you need more experience. Having a restriction like that will just hinder you and not improve in any way." With that, they all once again excited. Within Mina saying, "Oh boy, we finally get to do work studies at this time. I didn't even get a chance." Within Sato asking Tokiyami, "Hey, Tokiyami, you actually worked on a work studies with Hawks, not only just as an intern, but also went to Kyoto working with them. How was it like?" With soon Tokiyami saying, "You've seen the fruits of my labor with Hawks during the training with Class 1B. So, what do you think, Sato?" With that saying, "Fair enough." With then Izuku saying, "I wonder who should I do a work studies this time? I can't do it under, that of Naida's agency, given that, he's gone." After thinking that, he soon begins, feeling depressed. With soon, he snaps out of it, remembering that he needs to live up to becoming the symbol of peace. Just that since Night Eye believed in him in his final moments, after all. With that, Izuku begins thinking about his options. With then Aizawa saying, "I know you're all excited, but remember, you only get a couple of weeks to find people you want to work with. It only begins after your winter break." With then hearing this, everybody gets somewhat depressed, with feeling like they've been cheated out. With soon, as I was saying, you still got plenty of training to work with, especially since many of you have catch-up after all. With soon reminding them again about some of them who failed their, late year midterms. With that, soon saying, "But today, we're going to be doing another joint training with Class 1B today. And this time, it's going to be a little bit different. So once classes come to an end, be prepared." With Aizawa having his sadistic smile as always. With Class 1A getting terrified. However, somewhere in Masafu, an abandoned large building with multiple figures wearing cloaks and robes. However, with a certain symbol on their cloaks, as it looks like that of the world. However, it's on fire. With one of them saying, "My fellow brothers and sisters, we have come to this time period to finally enact our revenge on one man and his family for causing us so much pain and misery, for not allowing us to commit to our goal, the goal that we have all wished for our world. A world where we can cause the destruction. A world where nothing but chaos reigns. A world where everybody knows what true pain is. And now we have a chance to complete that world by coming to this timeline, to coming to this era, to kill Izuku Midoriya and his whore of wives as well." With everybody cheering for the man up front. With soon saying, "But our devotion and strength to our quirks, to our gifts, to our abilities aren't enough. We must all pledge to this cause, no matter what we must do, no matter who gets in our way. So If we must kill people who are not in our crosshairs, then so be it. If we must kill those who end up becoming who are our descendants, then so be it. Nothing, and I mean nothing, will get in our way. No one will stop us. Will you all agree with me? Then everybody began cheering even louder and louder. With soon somebody coming up front saying, "Brother Sigmund, it's time." Saying, of course. We will commence our attack on UA High this evening. This would be the perfect chance to kill not just Izuku Midoriya, but all those bastards from Class 1A and Class 1B. We may have killed some of them in the future, but getting rid of them now will allow us to commence the plans to make sure that they never stand in our way ever again, or never even get the chance to at all. And not only that, our secondary plan to kill those bastard whores of the Midoriya family as well, to make sure none of those despicable children, at least a few of them, will never be born. We also need to make sure to head to Island as well. Not only that one of our targets are there, but also to destroy the technology that would soon aid in the heroes' advancement in their war as well. But even so, we have our orders. We have our plans. They will not see what's coming. No one will stop us. Is that understood, everyone? With soon everybody cheering once again, saying, "Brother Zeta, let us move and destroy our enemies and plunge this world in its proper state." Within Zeta bowing his head, saying, "Of course, Brother Sigma." With soon, in the outskirts of Masafu City, in the forest, on where a certain green-eyed boy and ashen blonde used to play as kids, something begins to glow as a bright flash enters. With then, certain figures begin to enter, as their numbers of 13, several being boys and several being girls. As they all began to walk out of the forest, they soon see the massive city of Masafu. Within, one of the girls, who has that of the same hair color of Izuku Midoriya. However, her messy hair seems like it's in that of a ponytail. She's saying, "Wow, it looks so much similar to ours." With then a boy with that of pinkish hair saying, "Because exactly is. It's only 2 decades and a half since we were all born after all." And with then another girl who has that of ashen blonde hair couldn't help but jump around saying, I can't believe it. It really worked. You actually made it work, Ken. Nice work." With then the boy with that of pink hair named Ken saying, "Well, of course, but I had help from Sid, of course. So you have to thank him as well." After Ken said that, the boy who goes by the name of Sid, being that of a blonde-hairish boy with that of green eyes, couldn't help and also a bit of freckles on his face, saying, "Well, it was a team effort after all. But to be honest, I'm still surprised that it really did work, though." With then Ken saying, "Are you doubting my calculations, brother? I mean, you of all people know that I'm always right." As he says this in a deadpan tone, but it also sounds a bit smug as well. With then a boy who seems like steam is coming from his mouth, as he has that of short, spiky brunette hair, saying, "Are we all just gonna sit here and just do nothing and twiddle our fucking thumbs? We need to go save our damn parents after all. And I'm not just gonna sit here and do nothing." After saying this, the same girl with the messy ponytail saying, "Hold on, bro. You can't just go off on your own. Thanks, Sojiro." With then saying, Oh, really? You don't think I haven't been thinking about our parents' lives are at stake here, Yumi? After hearing this from her brother, she then makes a pouty face, puffing out her cheeks, almost similar to that of a certain brunette-haired girl that's currently part of Class 1A. With then soon a boy with that of long dark green hair, as it's in that of a ponytail as well, steps between the two saying, "That's enough, you two. Come on. This isn't the time to be arguing. And Sojiro, calm yourself. We all feel the same way you do. So please, behave." With then Sojiro looks at the long-haired brunette, saying, "Fine, if you say so, Ren." As looking at the city, as then a boy with that of glasses and has that of brunette hair would soon adjust him, saying, "By our estimate, we should be around, the time should be mostly 12:30 or possibly 1. So currently, our parents, or some of our parents, most likely might be in class or most likely on patrols, which gives the Order of Chaos the perfect time to hide and plan." With then looking back at the pink-haired boy saying, "Kenshiro, you did say that the Order of Chaos did not find about our plans, right, brother?" With soon Ken saying, "Alright, seriously? Tsubasa, you of all people know that my calculations are absolute, no matter what." With then the boy named Tsubasa saying, I understand. You know that I have to think of every possibility that could happen. They could have found out about our plan as well. Ever since we started taking advantage of their eagerness and arrogance, they started to become a lot more smarter. I wouldn't put it past them to actually believe that they know that we have come to the past as well. With then a boy who looks like that of a human kitsune, as he looks pretty nervous, with saying, guys, I know, if I recall, they plan on attacking, Dad and all of our moms, most likely around the time when he's supposed to be training at UA, and many of our moms would be working too. So, don't we need to prepare? I mean, if we do still have the element of surprise, we should probably strike, right? As all the others began looking at the Kitsune boy as he feeling pretty nervous. With soon a girl who had, with being another greenette, having that of wild spiky hair, with soon she couldn't help but smirk, as her teeth are pretty sharp, saying, "I agree with Ko. If we do have the element surprise, this would be the perfect time to strike. And I'm actually looking forward to it. I've been waiting to get my claws drenched in their blood." As she extends her fingernails that almost look like that of claws, with soon the same bubbly girl, ashen blonde bubbly girl, can up say, "Oh, me too. I'm looking forward to use my quirk to slaughter those chaos bastards." As she says this with that of a, happy tone to it. As then another girl with that of white hair with green highlights, as she also has that of sharp, as she has normal teeth. However, her canines are a lot more sharper than her other siblings, except the one who looks like that, who has more of, sharper teeth though. Saying, "Same here. I'm looking forward to having a good fight against those bastards." With then a boy with having that of green-eyed hair, but also having that of white highlight tips, with saying, "Please, guys, Hiru, Psycho, Sis, you all need to calm yourself. If we become too eager, most likely, they'll take advantage of that, and they'll be prepared for next time. With soon, Sid can up say, I agree with Yuto on that one. The Order of Chaos has come one step at a time and come close to killing all of us. We lost many friends and family because we were all eager to put an end to those bastards. Well, destruction. But now that we're in the past, we need to be more careful. You agree with me, right, Kagami? With then a girl with that of having that of unique color hair, as it's a shade of both purple, pink, blue, and also green as well. And she looks back at her other siblings, saying, personally, I have to agree with Sid on this one. We need to be more careful. It also means we all need to follow the plan correctly. Isn't that all? So you hotheads need to make sure that you follow it. Isn't that right? With pointing at both Sojiro, Saiko, Hiru, and also the same white-haired green-tip girl being Koyomi, with all of them saying, yeah, saying, understood, got it. After that, soon everybody couldn't help but smirk, some wanting to giggle, some wanting to laugh. Within, the boy named Ren saying, guys, I think we're missing somebody. With then everybody looking around, with soon Sid saying, oh no, Koharo! With soon, they began hearing wrestling, with saying, I'm right here. With as seeing a girl with that of white hair, having that of red and green tips, and having piercing blue icy eyes. With soon she's saying, don't worry, I'm right here, guys. With that, everybody couldn't help but be grateful to see one of their siblings as they're all together. But then Sid couldn't help but say, all right, everyone, you guys know the plan. We all know what we must do to prepare for what's to come, to protect our father, to protect our mothers, to protect this era and everyone else here as well. No matter what, we will put an end to the Order of Chaos's dream of destroying the world by plunging it into pure utter chaos. With many of them nodding, some of them agreeing, and many of them ready to go. With soon Sid saying, we all know the plan. We separate. Make sure to protect. Many of us will go meet our mothers to protect them, while many of us will go and take on the Order of Chaos's main force, which is heading into UA. Isn't that right, Ken? But soon looking at the pink-haired boy saying, exactly. That's exactly the plan. And if they haven't changed it up, which he soon looks on his wrist, which soon shows that of a, monitoring device, saying they haven't changed it up, so we're still on schedule. Once it becomes that of 2:30, which is the same time that Class 1A and Class 1B will be getting their training, it's the time that they will most likely strike. Given the technology from the future, they'll most likely come into that of a stealth attack, sneak onto the campus, and pick off everyone one by one. With soon, Koyomi couldn't help but basically slam her fist into her palm, saying, cowardly bastards, can't even fight people straight up. With soon Yuto saying, sis, come on. With then Sojiro saying, smart plan, but really does piss me off that they don't have the balls to fight fair one-on-one. With then Kagami saying, it doesn't matter if they don't fight one-on-one. It's an effective plan and they'll use it no matter what. And it's our job to make sure that doesn't happen. However, Seiko and I will go meet with Paranormal Liberation Front. Most likely they have already started to mobilize, given that the Meta Liberation has started to acclimate to the League of Villains and have Uncle Tomura as their leader. Within, Ren saying, "I think you mean Tomura Shigaraki. He's not Uncle Tenko just yet, Kagami." With Soon Kagami saying, "Whatever. What names don't even matter. It's the person that's the same. So we'll go and make sure that the Order of Chaos doesn't infiltrate their ranks to manipulate them to use in their plans. After all, many of them do end up becoming, some of their lesser members do end up becoming quite a bit of a problem for our father and mothers after all." Within, Yumi soon asked, do you guys really need to go to a den of villains? You guys will be all by yourself." Within, Seiko goes over to her messy green net sister, saying, "Don't worry, you. Mom is gonna be there, and once she gets one good look at me, she'll already realize that I'm dad and her child. It will be perfect." Then Sojiro making a comment saying, "Yeah, about that. I'm still not on the whole fence about them telling us that we're from the future. They're basically going to look at us like we're fucking crazy. Even I know that's a bad idea." With soon Sid saying, "We all agreed, and plus it was Tsubasa who made the comparison, saying that it'd be better if we told them the truth instead of basically giving them half-baked lies and lying about who we were," saying the whole time travel movies thing is basically improbable. If we tell them who they are, it may cause a contradiction and a paradox, but it would also make them trust us a little bit more easier as well. I'd rather not having them feel like they need to watch their backs 24/7 when we're trying to protect them, especially when it comes to our pro-heroes of mothers, after all. With soon pointing at Koyomi and Yuto, especially Mother Rumi, of course, Yuto. With soon, Yuto couldn't help but squirm a little bit, but then Koyomi couldn't help but nod in agreement. But then Sid saying, well, let's do this. Until we all meet again. So, Midoriya family, let's go. With all of them soon heading out of the city. With many hours have now passed, as back at UA, it's now time for Class 1A and Class 1B's training exercise. With soon, as always, Monoma doing his same old, basically trying to prove that Class 1B is superior to Class 1A, before being karate chopped by Kendo, of course. Good thing that Class 1A has somewhat gotten used to Monoma's, rant as always, so some things have changed, some things haven't. Within Aizawa and Vlad King, alongside Midnight as well, and All Might too, with a little surprise from Ectoplasm as well, as everybody's surprised to see a few of the teachers here. Then Aizawa basically saying, today you're going to be working together in teams of 4, but you won't be just working with people inside your own class. You'll also be working with 2 people from the opposite class as well. So this will basically allow Class 1A and Class 1B to get a better feel of each other, especially after you graduate from UA. Some of you may be in the same agency together, while some of you may be in different agencies. Either way, you'll know one another. So, familiarize with each other and try to get along, would you? With that, they have at least a couple of minutes to be in a team, with some actually working well together, while some having a hard time. For Izuku, he's with Ochako and also with Setsuna and Senkaibara, At first, Ochako was a bit annoyed that Setsuna just, wanted to get closer to Izuku, but she decided to not let it show, given that she wants this exercise to go well, especially since she's partnered up with Izuku after all. As for Kaibara, he thought that, he had nowhere else to go after all. With that, Vlad King soon basically had a rundown on the exercise, that they'll be working together to overcome their strengths and weaknesses in that of an obstacle course race. They'll have to use their quirks and also figure out different team attacks and coordinate their quirks together to get by. So make sure that you don't sabotage your own teammates if you're petty. With soon looking at Monoma and also looking at Bakugo as well. However, unlike Monoma, Bakugo is actually improved, but given that, he's improved with Class 1A, but not with Class 1B, so this may be a little difficult for them. But little do they know, certain figures in the number of 50 people snuck into UA, as they having that of high grade technology from the future that cloaks that allowed them to cloak their presence. Not even UA sensors could tell that they were snuck into the school. However, certain figures were able to figure this out, as being the children of Midoriya, as they were able to sneak in as well by bypassing the security system of UA, not wanting Nezu to find out about them, at least not yet, before they save their parents, of course. With soon, during the obstacle course race, many teams have already gone by. With the one that Bakugo and Monoma were on, they basically flopped. But even so, they still passed. Barely, though. Next up being Izuku's team. As they were about to get ready to go, Izuku felt something off, like something was about to attack his classmates. With soon, he activates One For All, with that figure was about to attack Aoyama, but saying, "Aoyama, get down!" With suit, as he used that of 20% of One For All subconsciously and kicked a figure who was right behind the sparkling blonde-haired boy of Class 1A. With soon that figure being knocked down, saying, "Damn it! I thought he only had that of One For All stock power and Black Whip. He wasn't supposed to have danger sense just yet." With Izuku caught off guard by a little bit of the words, but only for a split second before getting back into his combat stance, with then Aoyama saying, "Midoriya, you saved me. Thank you." With saying, "Anytime, but who the..." With soon the teachers getting into battle positions as well. Within a few of the hooded figures soon show themselves, as it being the Order of Chaos, within the leader of the group being Sigma. Within Aizawa preparing his capture scarf, saying, "Who are you all, and how did you get into UA?" Within Sigma saying, "Sorry, we don't have much time to talk, Eraserhead, former pro hero, but let's just say all of those children need to die." With then everybody getting freaked out at that of Class 1B and Class 1A, somewhat used to it but still freaked out, as soon Midnight saying, "Are you all with the League of Villains?" With then one of them scream out, "League of Villains, like we're with those bunch of losers and imbeciles." With another one saying, "We are part of a group that's beyond their league, beyond their little clique." With soon Sigma saying, "Brothers and sisters, please calm yourself. There's no need to tell these, worthless heroes who we are." Well, maybe after we kill the last one of them. For the world that we all seek, you children of UA must die. With all of them activating their quirks, with soon everybody in Class 1A and Class 1B getting into battle positions, while some from Class 1B are still a little bit stunned, given that the only time that some of them actually were able to fight was a position where they did fight against villains. Many of them were just knocked out by Mustard back in the summer camp. Now they're actually all awake in a position where most of them are most likely are actually going to have to fight now. However, even so, Izuku Midoriya still stands his ground, saying, "Even so, I'm not scared. I will not be scared." With everybody looking at the green-eyed boy, saying, "I won't let you harm my classmates. So, if you're after us, we'll still stand and fight." With that, Bakio saying, I hate having to agree with damn Deku, but I have to. I'm not going to run away from a bunch of bastards thinking that they have the balls to kill me, after all." As Bakio says this with his same feral grin. With even Kirishima, Shoto, and Tokoyami alongside Momo, Ochako, Mina, and Kaminari, alongside Ida also wanting to fight back as well, with even a few from Class 1B being Kendo, Tetsu, Katakuri, and also Monoma as well. Even though he's a bit of arrogant, he will stand and fight alongside his classmates if he needs to. With that, soon Sigma can help but smile, saying, "Brave children, all of you. No wonder you are all the biggest threats to our cause in the future. You kill them all!" With that, all of them soon rush at Class 1A and the teachers before getting blitzed by a blur of yellow lightning, before a blast of flames also land down, and also a few of them began to float up before being slammed to the ground. A few even getting that of electrocuted too, but it looked like they were tased. And then a few getting wrapped around by, it looks like that of snake-like arms, and then getting strangled before passing out from the pain and the pressure. And last but not least, soon somebody slams down to the ground before they grab a few of them and slamming them to the ground as well. Within, everybody was surprised and shocked at the new arrivals, with many of them wearing that of cloaks over them. However, we already know who these figures are. Before, All Might saying, "Wait, that blur, I could feel it. That was One for All. So how is..." With then even Izuku saying, "That was One for All. The one there," he's saying, "Looks like we made it in time." With then Sigma, who was one of the few who haven't been attacked, saying, You brats! You came! Will you not leave us alone, you bastards? Will you always impede us in our dream?" With soon Sojiro saying, "You're always getting in the way of trying to ruin the good lives of good people. So of course, we're gonna get in the way of you fuckers." Within Yumi saying, "Sojiro, language. But still, we are gonna continue to impede them in their goal of world destruction." Within Ren saying, "So, it looks like Tsubasa and Ken was right on the money. Half of their main force did come to take out Dad and a few of our moms." With then Ken saying, "Of course, like I said, I'm never wrong, and we were right on the money entirely." And Tsubasa was right too, of course. Within Hiru saying, yeah, continue to pat yourself on the back, you two, but it doesn't matter. We're here now, and we can take them down now." Right, Sid? Within, Sid nods before each one of them began to remove their cloaks, with a few of them showing off their hero costumes. As Sojiro's hero costume is a mixture of both Bakugo's and Izuku's hero costume together. However, remove the gauntlets and replace them with that of regular gauntlets that are able to shoot out flames. Yumi's costume is basically a upgraded version of Ochako's costume. However, it's less skin type and more for that of practicality after all. Ren's costume is basically a gender bend version of Tsuyu's costume, but the fabric has more elasticity for it to stretch. Kenshiro's costume is basically that of an entire tech suit with that of gauntlets that are made to interact with other tech and also other aspects of his costume as well. Hiru's costume looks like more of a is a lot more revealing, being that of shorts, and also her appearance has changed a bit, and she has that of wings and dragon-like claws on her hands and feet, even a tail as well, which the reason for it to be a little bit more revealing. And last but not least, Sid's costume, which is basically a more cybernetic version of Izuku's costume. However, the only difference being that in the chest, it almost looks like that of an Iron Man suit, as soon his face begins to cover like that of the Iron Heart suit, before lightning begins to crackle around his body, saying, "You ready, guys?" With all of them screaming out, "Yeah!" And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to read them. Also, don't expect this series to come out a lot more frequent. It took me a while to get even the prologue out, to be honest. And chapter 1 was hard to script because I wanted to know on how I should make the interactions between Class 1A, Class 1B, and the future children of Midoriya. So yeah. At any rate, I hope you guys could enjoy this. Please hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification to keep up to date with my videos when I upload. Also, please check out my Discord, gaming channel, main channel, and Patreon. All links to be in the description below. And with all that said, this is Liam Mookie, signing out. Later guys, and take care.